If all it takes is my opinion on a situation that has nothing to do with me and you're out, go away, you silly cunt. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for joining us today on this grand Wednesday that it is. We're going to go down through some of your comments that you left on the previous video. I appreciate all being here. If you wouldn't mind heading over to my page, have a quick look, pick up a t-shirt, pick up a hat, pick up a video, pick up a song, whatever you need. I'm bringing up new hoodies soon. I'm just currently in the middle of designing them. If there's anything else you think I should bring out, let me know. Thank you all. So guys, let's get stuck straight into these comments. Mike's Body. Pa, I can't get your Christmas party song out of my head. Christmas time. It's called Christmas Party. Thank you very much, Mike. It is actually out this Friday. If y'all would if you would just like it and share it and just appreciate it, or let me know what you genuinely think of it. Bear in mind, I am not a songwriter, I'm not a singer, or I wouldn't class myself as one. I just did this as a little side quest, is what it is. I had help from my brother, my nephew, and my friend, some of you might know, Eddie Williams. Next, Yorkshire Aquatics. Hi Pat, do you think Mitch's difference from the rest is that he started with cardio with the distance running and built on it? Most seem to try and get cardio fit after getting big, and it seems very hard work. I personally feel Tom has 100% got the genetic potential to beat Mitch in competition consistently if his head isn't right and he has the right team around him. The thing about Mitch is at an area now, when I saw him competing there recently, the last two competitions, I've never seen a strongman like that before, who's gifted, who's able to complete events, who's recovery. So I've never seen Tom be like this dominant before. I've never seen Brian be this dominant. I've never seen a strongman being this dominant. So if someone's going to challenge him next year, they're going to have to create something new that I haven't seen from them before. And the same goes for Tom. Now, I understand Tom is after getting a new coach. I really hope it works out for him, because we're going to have to see a version of Tom that we haven't seen before to take Mitch down, because Mitch, it just seems so dominant at the minute, and he has zero weaknesses. You can't find a weakness with him. He'd probably argue his weakness is his stones, and he recently said that he's working hard on his stones, so there won't be weakness anymore. As for starting with the distance running and building on it, it's a good start, but like, it's not going to turn him into Mitchell Hooper. It's a great start, and it's probably the thing that makes him really good at the loading and the super yoke. But that being said, if we brought every marathon runner and into strongman, are they going to be Mitch? No, they're not. You have to understand, 90% of what Mitch is capable of is purely down to his genetics. 10% then is his background in running, his drugs, his diet, his brain, because he's a highly intelligent athlete. But on my genuine thing is, he's 80-90% of him is genetics. And it is getting hard being bigger, and then deciding to get fit is a lot harder. But it's hard for everyone. If you ask a skinny person, an unfit skinny person, to get fit, it's hard for them as well. It's hard for everyone. Moving on. See these cunts. That's your take on Mike and Jeff. Welp, I'm out. IV Hawks 25. Well, do you know what? Go away then. Because if all it takes is my opinion on a situation that has nothing to do with me and you're out, go away, you silly cunt. And like, my opinion, I believe in it, is the best opinion there is, not only because it's my opinion, but I just think it is. First of all, Mike shouldn't have hit Jeff. Second of all, Jeff is milking it. He's taking pictures. Do you know when you're taking selfies like this with a fucking CAT scan machine? Like, what are you playing at? Either... You know, that's my take on it. That's the end of it. Mike shouldn't have hit him. Jeff shouldn't be milking it in the story, unless, as I said before, that they are in this together, and this is literally publicity stunt for to boost both their pages, and it seems to be working, because he can't still talking about it. Eddie Hall is my best strongman of all time, and awesome strongman, but the way he treats his channel guests, you could see Bibi did not want the 100 kg bells. I didn't watch this video after watching Eddie injure himself, but Eddie being Eddie almost made him do it. No care for Bibi. I don't like the man at all. I've seen the Stoltmans clock his behaviour more than once. Eddie the Beast is now Eddie the Belland. God, you people. Some of these comments is like, God, will you fucking grow up and be an adult? Oh, Eddie, I don't like Eddie anymore because he's a Belland and he did stuff. First of all, Bibi is a grown human. If Bibi did not want to do the dumbbells, Bibi wouldn't have done them. Bibi wanted to do them, so Bibi done them. I've never seen the Stoltman's clock his behaviour. I don't know what you're talking about there. Eddie Beast, no Eddie Belland. Well, Eddie is now the millionaire because of people like you watching all his stuff, commenting. So, moving on. Best taking it so far. Thank you. Who's this? The Evil Within Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Mike shouldn't have done it. Jeff needs to stop whining about it. That is literally it. I do not care about it anymore. I don't know either of the cunts, and I really don't care. Mike should have punched him because Jeff didn't do enough to justify being punched in the throat. There is some people online that do talk a lot of shit, that do deserve to be punched into the face. My thing is seeing comments. Some people deserve to be punched into the face after writing their comment. Jeff, however, is not one of those people. He did not deserve to be punched. You need to stop milking as well. But anyway, let's move on. Tell us you know jack all about tricep injuries without saying Pitfall Harry. Pitfall fucking Harry. These cunts. You're all talking today, you cunts. A lot of you disliked my last video. I don't care. And it's all because of my opinion on Mike and Jeff. But anyway, Pitfall Harry. Tell us you know jack all about tricep injuries without saying it. What I know jack all about tricep injuries. This video reeks of jealousy. First of all, I'm not jealous of Eddie Hall or of his injury. Eddie's a lot stronger than me. Eddie's a far better stronger than me. He's a great achievement list. A lot of you don't think so. Like, he won UK's 5 times. He won Britain's Strongest Man 5 times. He won World's Strongest Man. Am I jealous? I'm not jealous. He's just another man. And I don't know anything about tricep injuries, nor do you, unless you're a surgeon or a doctor. So shut the fuck up, you cunt. All I was saying was there's different levels to tricep injuries. As you can see, Adam Bishop tore his tricep once. It took him out for 6 months. He didn't touch 40 kg dumbbells for 60 reps, whereas Eddie Hall did. Eddie Hall didn't have the same injury as Adam Bishop. That's why I'm saying there's different types of injuries. Eddie Hall probably had a partial tear. Adam Bishop is a good example of a rupture where you can literally do nothing, only get surgery and recover it, not doing 40 kg dumbbells for 60 reps. So Harry, you're a cunt. This video isn't going to monetize. Neil Kirkley, you're spot on about Trey Mitchell III. He looks like he's eating Trey Mitchell II. He's so huge right now. He's enormous. But you know what as well? He's a clever lifter as well. I spoke with him in Glasgow and I was like, your deadlift is amazing. Your 470 raw, it's crazy the strength to pull 470 raw and lock it out. And I was just praising the man so much because that's all he deserves is praise, because he's so nice, so down to earth. I fucking love Trey. And I was asking him about it and I was saying, how did you prep for a 470 deadlift? And his response was, by not training heavy, which is what a lot of strongmen need to start doing, is not training heavy. Two of the best deadlifters at the World Deadlift Championships were Mitchell Hooper and Trey Mitchell. Neither of the guys went heavy in training. And even if you look back to when Benny Magnuson pulled his 461 or his world record in powerlifting, the heaviest deadlift he did was 400 kilos. If you look at Eddie Hall, before he pulled a 500, the heaviest he did was 450. Then he pulled 500. He was 50 kilos out of range. So like there's a lot of things to be taken away from that. And some people argue, yeah, but Thor did 470 and then pulled 505 or 501. But think about Thor is, I think a Thor in the day could have pulled 520. Thor was, when he pulled 470, he was so far away from his max. Like just because he did 501, that doesn't mean that's what his max was on the day. It pulled up so smooth and easily. He went for a walk the following day. I generally think Thor in the day, if he was pushed, could have pulled 520. So the thing behind that is staying away. But anyway, going back to the original thing, Trey Mitchell, I asked him what was the heaviest he did in training. The heaviest deadlift Trey Mitchell did in training, he told me it was 411. 411, and he went on to pull 470. That is 59 kilos onto his max. So that's something to take home for everyone. Stop lifting heavy in the gym. Moving on, you always seem to sleep on Matthias Kovski. He is a genuine threat to Hooper. He's top 3 in the world at truck pull, keg toss, arm over arm, dumbbell frame, loading race, more silver medals at Arnold's. First of all, I love Matthias Kovski. He's one of my favourite strongmen ever because he's so lean, and it just gives me hope, because obviously I'm a lean strongman, that you can achieve great things as strongman, because Kovski is such a beast and I love him, right? But he's not a threat to Hooper. No one is a threat to Hooper at the minute. There's no one threatening Hooper. Rogue will tell a lot about Thor's capabilities of threatening Hooper, but Matthias Kovski is not one of these people. I think, like, if Matthias, like, because Matthias has the obvious weakness of deadlift, right? In 2019, there was no deadlift in the final. This was Matthias' year to finally win World's Strongest Man, and he didn't win it. And that's kind of the only year he was ever going to win it, because like there was no deadlift for reps or for max. There was a deadlift hold. So they eliminated his weakness. He should have won it that year. Martins won it, obviously. Martins won it with 46 points, I think, and Kovski was in second place with 38 points. So Listis won that year by either 6 or 8 points. 8 points, to the best of my knowledge. 6 or 8 points. Anyway, the point is that was his year to win it, and he didn't win it, so he's never going to win it now, because no one's going to beat Hooper unless we see big changes from the lads next year. Moving on, World's Strongest Man should come to the UK. They would fill an arena here and have the biggest crowd they ever have. Nick Getton, I 100% couldn't agree more with you. They would fill an arena like this next year for World's Strongest Man. There's 4 days, as it's public knowledge now. I can speak about it. There's 4 days. There's 2 heats days. There's 2 days final. There's 5 events in each day, so there's 20 events. And there's 25 men competing, so they have it down to 25 again. You would fill an arena for 4 of those days, absolutely. Even if I wasn't invited, I would be there in that arena watching. But I spoke to someone in World's Strongest Man, and apparently the UK sponsors and the American sponsors do not want it in the UK because it suits the sponsors better if it's in America. Make sense of that if you would like to do it for me, because I can't make sense of it. Like, how does Giant Live survive in the UK? Do you know? Moving on. For fuck's sake, Pat, you can't hit people. That's the only thing. I agree, you can't hit people unless they're talking so much shit online that they genuinely deserve to be punched into the throat. But this is not one of them times. Mike shouldn't have punched Jeff. He should have laughed it off or shrugged it off, providing it's not an act. So yeah, I agree, you can't hit people unless they deserve it. They can't. Greg. Fucking Gregs. I think split jerk press and strongman style press should be 2 different categories, just like sumo and conventional deadlift. Well, they're not 2 different categories. It's just not the same and can't be measured the same. Even if the end results is the same, the path to get there isn't. We need a single point of reference from comparing athletes. I completely 100% disagree with you, Greg, because even if you look at, this is a great point of example here, because strongman is about getting the bar from A to B. None of us are really good at split jerking, and there's so many rules with split jerking as well. Like, you're not allowed press in any part of a split jerk, and anyone that does split jerk in strongman presses in part of their split jerk. And a great point of reference there would be, look at Mitchell Hooper's world record on the axle press. He split jerked like 5/8 of the way, and he pressed the last 3/8. Do you know what I mean? Like, he pressed out the last 5 inches of that press, which is exactly why we cannot separate those things, because it would cause so much confusion. It's so confusing at the minute with the dumbbell. Apparently, all along with the dumbbell, it was literally had to be locked out overhead under control. That was the rule. Now, at the Brian Shaw, at the Strongest Man on Earth, is after changing the rules, which I think he's wrong in doing so, because you have 2 different rules now for 2 different competitions. I think there should be some unity with this fucking dumbbell, because now Brian Shaw says that you can't be bent over like this anymore. You have to be upright with the dumbbell over your head. I think it's a stupid rule. That's just my opinion. The second thing Brian Shaw said is, and it seems solely pointed at one man, which is Hooper. The other thing is log press. Your biceps have to be behind your ears from now on for a log press. I think that's what I said, log press anyway. The rule at the Strongest Man on Earth was the bicep have to be behind your ear on lockout. Again, we all know Hooper presses like that. So I just feel like it was a crack at Hooper's pressing technique, which it shouldn't be, to be honest. The rule in strongman always was locked out, under control, down signal. Now they're adding specifics to it, which I think is wrong. Chris, you got Tom's face on the front of the pony. Yours should be on the back. It'd be an improvement. Thanks, Chris. You cunt. First of all, it's not a pony. It was a stallion. I wouldn't put Tom's face on a pony. I put it on a stallion. Opinions on the strongman style powerlifting competition. Example: max squat, max log, max deadlift, then stone for reps. A lot of people disagreed with this, but I'd love to see it. For instance, if we had it on tomorrow where everyone's invited, max squat, I think it'd be a clash. It'd be a battle between Trey Mitchell, Mitchell Hooper, and Thor. I don't think anyone else really would come in to challenge any of the things, unless I feel like Graham Hicks, if he trained for it, could be a big threat with those 3 lifts, 4 lifts, 3 lifts, max deadlift, max log, max squat. I think he'd be a massive threat to that. It would be good. It'd be something different as well for strongmen. The Town Drunk, they definitely need more to move World's Strongest Man indoors. It'd be a lot better. I can only imagine how humid it was in the Philippines for 2018. It was awful, because I spoke to lads about this. And those years they did Sacramento, it was blazing hot outside. Well, it's in Sacramento again this year, and I remember when it was in Sacramento last time. No, I wasn't there. But the lads said it was the most disgusting it's ever been. It was so hot and humid. They were literally hiding inside in a tent to get out of the shade. When they got out in the shade, it was burning hot. It was hard to breathe. And a few of the lads passed out. One guy I remember was Bobby Thompson, completely passed out and it was literally a forward hold just because they were standing in the heat that long. Luna Husky, I haven't watched the video yet, waiting on the ad to finish. But the amount of food that guy eats, what do you expect him to be full of? Interesting. I assume you're talking about Eddie Hall, of course. That's not nice, Luna. You can't. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the questions. Thank you all for joining me. Let me know what you think. Also, comment on this. It'll be in the next video. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you subscribe also. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Mwah.